Welcome to a new Team CGC 9.8 video. Today I have the 5 Punisher 9.8 comics to buy and hold forever. And just to be clear, like these ones aren't going to replace like an Amazing Spider-Man 129, first appearance of Punisher, or even like an Amazing Spider-Man 135, that's the second appearance. And he's got a cameo in 134 as well. I think those are like the ones to get if you're the biggest Punisher fan. But in the 9.8 generation, I think these are the ones to target if you really like Punisher. So first one is a Captain America 241. Just a classic Frank Miller, Bob McLeod, Punisher, and Captain America cover. Yeah, so wantable for sure if you're a Punisher fan. There's 94 9.8s in a blue label, a 1 of 94, 13.4% the 9.8 ratio. So this one's looking fantastic on the census, like less than 100 in the 9.8, limited numbers, 13.4% a 9.8 ratio, not too bad at all. So I think this one, kind of having some hard time finding a few completed listings recently on eBay, but I think this one's going to go anywhere from $500 to $600, depending on like how awesome the colors are and the centering. In a direct edition, 9.8 white pages. You know, maybe you get really lucky, get a little closer to 500. Might be worth paying up to 600 if the colors and centering are just looking awesome on a great 9.8 white pages. So Captain America 241 is just a no-brainer if you're a Punisher fan in the 9.8 era for sure. Next one's an Amazing Spider-Man 201. Yeah, I've wanted this one kind of off and on for sure. As just, you know, I like my Amazing Spider-Man keys. And I think this one's making a lot of sense with this great Punisher Spider-Man cover of the era. There's a 206 9.8s for this one. A 1 of 206. That's not too bad. Especially, you know, you're a Spider-Man and a Punisher fan. This one's kind of one of the ones to get, certainly in the 9.8 generation. Obviously, the first appearance books are at the top. 26.7%, the 9.8 ratio. And prices for Amazing Spider-Man 201. I think you get lucky on it in a direct edition. You get it a little closer to $350. But I have saw one sell for $400 before. And like, you know, kind of the newsstands get a little over $400 for sure. But, you know, if you can swing $350 on an Amazing Spider-Man 201 in a 9.8 white pages, I think that's a great value. And certainly one you can absolutely enjoy as a Punisher fan, that one. Okay, next one's the kind of no-brainer out of the bunch, I think. A Punisher Limited Series #1 with the classic Mike Zeck cover. The first solo Punisher comic book, this one. Really well collected and looks great on the census, too, for like a big key issue. 394 9.8s in a blue label. A 1 of 394. 14.9% the 9.8 ratio. So not too bad at all. Solid 9.8 ratio. Not too many of them in a 9.8. I've compared this one occasionally to like a Wolverine limited series where there's like 2,000 and something in the 9.8 of that one, and it's not as tough of a 9.8 ratio. So actually a Punisher limited series #1 is a better overall 9.8 than a Wolverine limited series #1. Pretty similar prices. Have a look here. I did see a newsstand version of a Punisher limited series sell recently for $1,899.99. In the newsstand version, but in a direct, I think you can get right around $1,000. Yeah, maybe if you get really lucky, a little under. You know, a great looking one in a direct edition, nice colors, nice centering. I'd probably be willing to pay up to $1,100 for this one. So yeah, for me, it's a better limited series than the Wolverine limited series. Even though I don't have this one, I have the Wolverine limited series. This is tougher to find. Otherwise, I probably would have grabbed this one when I did grab my Wolverine limited series, which was like 3 years ago. But they're pretty similar price now. I think Wolverine Limited Series about, you know, 900, maybe a little under if you get lucky. This one's about 1,000, maybe probably a little bit over 1,100. So a little bit more for a better 9.8 in my opinion, and absolutely a no-brainer if you're a Punisher fan for sure. Punisher Limited Series #1 in a 9.8 white pages is a great investment grade book. Next one, a Daredevil 183. This is a great cover of when Punisher kind of shoots Daredevil from the classic Frank Miller Daredevil run. So this is just a bit of a no-brainer as well. There's 393 9.8s for this one. 27.9%, the 9.8 ratio, and prices for a Daredevil 183 in a 9.8. I did see one in an auction sell for $250. I think that's looking pretty rock bottom on this one. I saw like a buy it now sell for $329. So, you know, you're really patient for this one. You wait, maybe you get it close to $250. I think that's pretty much a screaming deal, especially if you're a Punisher or Daredevil fan for sure. And, you know, maybe a great looking one in a 9.8 selling up to $329 for a Daredevil 183 in a 9.8. And the last one, a pretty affordable one, that's kind of a no-brainer as well, for sure. A Punisher War Journal, number 6. This is one, like, off and on, I've been so close to adding it to my collection. I'm a big Jim Lee fan, and this is the first time Punisher and Wolverine fight. Great cover to enjoy on this one. 522 9.8s in a blue label. This one's not the toughest in the 9.8, so yeah, it's been one that's always been pretty affordable and kind of, you know, wondering myself, like, why I don't have this one in my collection, to be honest. And a Punisher Limited Series one, too. I got to get a couple Punisher keys in my collection. 58.5% the 9.8 ratio. So that kind of shows that, yeah, Punisher War Journal, not the toughest in the 9.8, with the pretty high 9.8 ratio for an 80s book. And keeps it affordable, though. So, yeah, recent prices, $152.50. $184.50, saw one sell too, and $274.99. That was the most recent one too, so maybe this one's kind of just heating up a little bit. I think around those like $152.50, $184.50, those kind of prices on this one is just feeling like a screaming deal. And yeah, if you can get under 200, great, but one selling for $274.99 as well on a Punisher War Journal number 6. So those are my top 5 Punisher ones that you just kind of absolute no-brainers to invest in. A couple bonuses here. A Marvel Tales 209. Check out this one. A Mike Zeck cover on this one. It reprints the first appearance of Punisher with this Mike Zeck cover. I think is making a lot of sense. I saw one sell on eBay for $299 or best offer. So $299.99 or best offer. Probably went kind of, you know, $225 maybe. Maybe a little closer to $250. Who knows? But yeah, I think in that sort of, let's say, kind of $200 to $250 for a Marvel Tales 209. If you're a Punisher fan, is absolutely. If I was a bigger Punisher fan, like that, just loving the eye appeal of that cover, and it's a Mike Zeck cover, so you kind of got a little bit of a Punisher limited series vibes on that one. Yeah, Marvel Tales 209, looking so cool. Kind of a no-brainer. The next bonus, Punisher number 1, the first Punisher like ongoing series comic book. The limited series was the first solo title. This is the first ongoing Punisher comic book. $349.95 and $339. I saw that one sell in a 9.8 if you want to target that one. And kind of an under-the-radar one to finish here. A Punisher number 75 from 1993. This is just a great eye-appealing cover. Yeah, it's, what is it, Steve Geiger cover art? Not too familiar with the artist, but just absolutely nailed it on this one. Yeah, I think if you're a Punisher fan, this is kind of a great under-the-radar one in the 90s to consider. A Punisher 75. And I think there's one on eBay right now. It's like $190-something or a best offer. And kind of having some hard time finding completed sales. But I think this one's really under the radar. You could probably get it right around $100. I think if it's looking great in a 9.8, like a new case, 9.8 white page, it's probably worth it to pay like $125 to $150. For this one, just a great eye appeal on Punisher number 75 from 1993. All right, team. Just wanted to get that kind of definitive list of Punisher 9.8s out there to consider for sure. All right, team. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. If you're liking my content, please subscribe and hit that bell, and I'll keep you updated on future videos.